Let's make it do what it do. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Ramonepreston Show. This is the day, the Monday, October the 2nd, that the Lord has made. We're rejoicing and we're glad in it. Happy Millionaire Monday to every one of you today. My hope and expectation is that your weekend was amazing. Your Monday so far is amazing. And if for some reason it ain't, we're going to see if we can make it even more amazing. Welcome to the Ramonepreston Show. If you are coming on, joining me live, I need you to do me a quick favor. Hit that like button, hit that share button, and tag Lolly Dolly everybody and let them know your boy Ramonepreston, my squad. We are all live right here in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta. And you, my friend, are watching the Ramonepreston Show. Just in case you don't know, now you know. My name is Ramonepreston. I'm the host of the Ramonepreston Show. And every Monday through Friday, 12 o'clock noon Eastern Standard Time, I come here live to share information with you, to give you the game, to share with you principles and concepts and strategies, and to give you tools and resources so that you could properly start, structure, and scale your business, your ministry, your income streams. So for all of you that are entrepreneurs, today's show is going to be very important for you and to you, because I'm going to be talking about the top 2 systems every small business needs. Today's show is going to be about the top 2 systems every small business needs. Now, most businesses in the United States of America are categorically considered small businesses. All right. Most businesses in the United States of America are categorically considered small businesses. The majority of businesses are literally ran by the person who started the business. So that means most small businesses are actually being ran by and operated by the solopreneur, the person who decided to get their EIN number, their articles of organization, their incorporation paperwork, or whatever type of entity you have. But most small businesses today are being ran and managed and operated by the person who started it, the founder, the CEO, the solopreneur. The problem with most of these small businesses that are being ran and managed by solopreneurs is that most small businesses don't have any systems. I'm a victim of that, okay? I've been an entrepreneur for 20 years, full time. And for many of those years, I didn't have any systems. And when I started understanding the importance of systems, I didn't have the right systems. So today I want to share with you the top 2 systems every small business needs. Now, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to share these 2 systems with you. I'll give you my personal recommendation depending on where you are. So if you're a solopreneur, if you haven't gotten to at least 6 figures in your business, these 2 systems will help you accelerate to 6 figures. If you're past 6 figures, but you're not quite at $1 million, these 2 systems can still help you. I mean, even today in my business, we've brought our business to 7 figures. We have $1 million company, and guess what? We still use these same systems. Now, I've tried a lot of different systems or platforms and software, a lot of different technologies, and what I've found is the smaller your business is, the more complicated it becomes when you try to use some of these more advanced technological systems and platforms. So I want to give you 2 systems that you need in your small business, but these are 2 simple systems, okay? So if you're taking notes today, I'm going to share with you the top 2 systems every small business needs. And here's the good thing. These 2 systems that I'm going to share with you, I use them currently today. They're 2 of the few that I do use. Again, I'm familiar with other systems, but these are the 2 that I use. And the other good thing about these 2 systems that I'm going to share with you today is if you want to have some type of technological system or platform to house the data of your sales, your marketing, your operations or your administration, your executive activities, and even your finances, Those 5 areas of activity can be housed in just these 2 systems. You don't need to overwhelm yourself. You don't need to complicate the process. You don't need to, just get so bombarded with technology that you don't do nothing, because that's what most small business owners do. When they get interested in trying to find the right system, and then they start hearing about these systems and getting introduced to them, once you start playing with these platforms, most of the time, if it's a subscription platform, you take the trial period, or you pay for the first month or so, and you don't do nothing with the system. So we want to change that, all right? So again, today's show is about the top 2 systems every small business needs, all right? The top 2 systems every small business needs. So my personal recommendation, all right? Let's say, for example, if let's just say that every business has the 5 main systems. All right, let's say every business has 5 main systems. Every business has an executive, or should have an executive system. Every business should have an admin or operational system. Every business has a sales system. Every business has a finance system. And every business has a marketing system, okay? So these are like the 5 common systems that every business should have, or let me put it a different way. These are the 5 areas of activity that every small business should be gathering information for, all right? These are the 5, at least these are the 5 that I teach, okay? So we have the executive activities of a business. Those are the activities that you undertake as a CEO, as a boss. All right. There are things that you need to do personally. You got to get coached. You got to get mentored. You got to travel. You got to schedule appointments. You got to build relationships. You got to do some promotion and PR. It's a lot of stuff the executive of a small business has to do, the CEO, the founder. So I like to separate the executive activities from all the other activities. Then, as a small business, you have certain administrative or operational activities. All right, this will include back office work, customer service. It may include delivering products, making sure the services are being executed correctly, paperwork, sending letters out, answering emails. A lot of this is administrative and operational. Every small business has those activities, right? Then we have the sales activities. This is going to include and involve you finding leads, generating leads, gathering the information of those leads, making the sale, actually closing deals, getting contracts, or making sure the products are being sold. That's your sales activity. Then every small business has a financial activities. This is where you track the financial income, expenses, and cash flow of your business, right? And then every small business has marketing activities. This is where you create content, you track what's working, you analyze it, you look at the social media platforms to see where you're getting the most attention. So if you see, it doesn't matter how big or how small your business is, which most businesses are considered small businesses if categorically they have less than 500 employees. All right, so that's how the SBA categorizes a business. If you have less than 500 employees, you're considered a small business. Most of these businesses in the United States of America don't even have 1 employee because the solopreneur is running his or her own business. But it doesn't matter. All businesses, small, medium, or large, has these 5 areas, okay? They have an executive activity or activities. They have administrative and operational activities. They have sales activities, financial activities, and marketing activities. Can we all agree on that? Can we all agree on that? I think we can all agree on the fact that these are 5 main areas of activities. Now, with these activities that every small business undertakes and engages in, you need systems. You need systems, okay? You need systems. And what are systems? Systems are platforms, I'm going to simplify it, that house info. So that means with all 5 of these activities that go on in my small business, I'm going to need systems or platforms that house the information of these 5 areas. Because whatever I'm doing as an executive, I'm going to need a system to house that information, that data, so I can go back and see what's working and what's not working. I got to do the same thing for my administration, my sales, my finance, and my marketing. I promise y'all, if you're a solopreneur or if you are a small business owner and maybe just have a couple employees, it's only 5 of us full-time here at our company. But guess what? Having a handful of people working full-time for a business is not something that everybody can do. So I'm proud of what we've been able to accomplish, even though I want to continue to grow. But most business owners who have LLCs and who are out here struggling and hustling and grinding and scraping and scratching every day, most of them don't have nobody. At best, they may have their spouse that helps them, or a child or family member that helps support them, or just, volunteer some time, or maybe they might have a virtual assistant. Maybe they have a virtual assistant. But again, no matter what size the business is, every business has these 5 areas of activity. Just because you don't know these areas don't mean you don't have these areas. I can sit down with any entrepreneur who puts together a business and I can show them the things that they do every day reflect these 5 areas. Everybody, every business has these 5 areas of activities. And these 5 areas of activities require systems or platforms that house information, because you want to be able to track, what am I doing in these 5 areas of my business and what's working? So what I'm saying to you today is there are two main systems that you definitely need, even if you don't have all 5 taken care of. And the 2 that I'm gonna share with you, and I'm gonna give you some recommendations, you can actually cover all 5 of these areas of activities with just 2 systems. So just for the purpose of this conversation, what are the main top 2 systems that you just need, like no matter what is happening in your business? Well, number 1, you need the CRM. This is a system. You need a system or a platform that houses the information. A CRM is considered a customer relations management software. Most CRMs, the good ones, they will give you the capability of housing the information for your sales, right here, your sales and your marketing. So if you have a good CRM, you can automatically cover 2 of these 5. But this is something you gotta have. If you plan on being successful in business, even if all you want to do is just hire a virtual assistant, or even if you just want to be better as an entrepreneur and a CEO, if you're doing everything yourself, what's going to make your job easier, what's going to make what you do every day more efficient is you having the right system. So I would say the top 2 systems you definitely need are, number 1, the CRM. You need a CRM. You need some type of platform that could house the sales and the marketing information that you get. And that information is going to be names and phone numbers and email addresses that you can compartmentalize and categorize in a way that you know where you got this person's name, number, and email address from. You know what they were interested in. You know where you reached out to them at. What was the purpose of the conversation? If you had a conversation with them, you can house all that information so you ain't scrambling around trying to figure out, oh, where those 5 people names at that I got last week when I went to an event. Anytime I get a name, a number, or email address from anybody and it's relating to pretty much anything, guess what I'm doing with their information? I'm putting their information in my CRM. Even if it's just for me to follow up a week later and say, hey, it was nice meeting you. I'm glad that we got a chance to meet and talk. A lot of times I'll do this with people that might not even be customers and clients, but this is a definitely a top system that you need in your small business. The number 2 top system that I would say you need out of these 5 would be a financial system, so that now you could cover this one. Now, why are these 2 important? Because again, even if you don't have a system that's tracking your administrative activities or your personal executive activities, you could get away with not tracking this information, but you can't get away with not tracking your sales and your marketing and your finance. Because think about it. Every business depends on, number 1, marketing. You got to market yourself. You got to get attention. You got to promote. You got to get known. You got to build your brand. You got to expose yourself to people. And when you do this the right way and you start making calls to action, meaning that once you start challenging people or asking people to respond to you, whether it's via email, text message, phone call, clicking a link, going to a website, DMing you, inboxing you, any call to action that you give to people in your marketing, and you get any type of communication, you need a house to put that information in. That's why your CRM is important, because most of the times you cannot make a sale if you don't market. As a matter of fact, the way I teach my mentees, my clients, and my students is this way. Marketing is more important than sales. Because if you don't market yourself, at some point, you're going to run out of sales. You get what I'm saying? And so if I market and I get information that I can put in a CRM or a platform that houses this information that I get, names, numbers, and email addresses, it makes it easier for me to have a better chance to sell them. Because now I can reach out to them, I can communicate with them, even if it's not today, one day, to have a chance to do business with them. And then once you make a sale, you need a financial system to track how much money you made, how much money you spent, and how much money was left. All right? How many of y'all agree with me on that? Okay? As I said, there are 5 areas of activity in every business. These 5 areas of activity, they do need systems. They need platforms that house information. You want to know all the details of the activities of these 5 areas. But what I'm saying today is there are 2 top systems you definitely need in your business. And those 2 systems are a CRM, which covers your sales and your marketing, and number 2, a financial system, which covers your financial activities. Now, I told you I was going to give you 2 recommendations. Now, I'm going to give you these 2 recommendations of the platforms that I recommend to my students and my mentees. I actually have workshops to show my mentees how to use these 2 systems, and I have courses with walk-through video tutorials just in case you're not able to come to a workshop. You can always go through the course and watch the videos and take the step-by-step tutorial process that I give you to learn how to use these 2 systems that I'm going to recommend. So for the financial system, I will personally recommend QuickBooks. Okay? QuickBooks. If you need a link to setting up your QuickBooks account, please let me know in the comments. I'll make sure my team sends you a link to our QuickBooks affiliate page. Of course, we are affiliates with QuickBooks. I'm a QuickBooks ambassador. I love QuickBooks. You know, my wife, my administrator, my CPA, everybody that works with me, you know, when it comes to the finances, they know how important QuickBooks is to me. And I'll explain to you some of the things that you need to do with your QuickBooks. But again, there are other financial management systems out there today. I personally like QuickBooks. It's very easy to learn, or I'll say it this way, it's easier than some of the other platforms to learn, okay? And most CPAs and accountants or bookkeepers that you work with, most likely they're familiar with QuickBooks, even if they don't use other financial management systems. So that gives you the opportunity to have your bookkeeper or your accountant or your CPA to connect to your QuickBooks account, and they can come in the backside of your QuickBooks to clean it up if it's disorganized. So it's a very, very powerful tool. And here's another footnote I want you to remember. If you follow people like me who teach about holding companies and subsidiaries, and you have multiple LLCs or multiple entities, remember, anytime you set up a new entity, you want a QuickBooks account for that entity. So for example, if you have a holding company, okay, the holding company needs a QuickBooks account. If you have LLC number 2 and LLC number 3 and on and on and on under the holding company, each one of those LLCs needs their own QuickBooks because they are separate entities. Now, if you have an operational division inside of one of those LLCs, then that operational division doesn't necessarily need its own its own QuickBooks account, because it can be a part of the general ledger of that LLC. But if you got separate LLCs, each separate LLC needs its own QuickBooks account. Now I'm gonna explain to you what you need to be doing with your QuickBooks, okay? So QuickBooks will cover the financial. QuickBooks will cover one of the 5. But here's the thing, and this is gonna help a lot of you solopreneurs. You're not familiar with technology. You can't afford a personal assistant, a virtual assistant, a bookkeeper, an expert on project management. Here's what I'm gonna recommend. For the CRM and for the other 3, the CRM, you have the sales, the marketing, the administration, and the executive activities. I would recommend you use a software called Monday.com. It's called Monday.com. I love Monday.com because Monday is a system or a platform that houses information, even though Monday is not as good as, let's say, Salesforce or HubSpot or Freshworks when it comes to the sales and marketing, the CRM feature, but Monday does have a CRM feature. So if you're like an amateur at systems and you're not sophisticated enough to understand real professional CRMs, I would recommend that you start with something like Monday.com. The good thing about Monday is you can have a CRM feature where you can track your sales and your marketing. Some of the things are not automated like it would be if you use Salesforce, or I think they have like Pipeline, they have Freshworks, HubSpot. There are so many CRMs that are dedicated to sales and marketing. But again, if you're not technologically savvy, if you do not understand how to use these things, don't overwhelm yourself and intimidate yourself. Start out with something easy, because Monday.com, it has a CRM feature. Even though it's not the most sophisticated, it's good enough for you to be able to track your marketing activities, your sales activities, and it also has a project management utility. So that means you can also track your administrative activities, your executive activities. It becomes like a house for everything with the exception of your finance. So as I told you, these are 5 activities in your business that all need systems, okay? Your executive activities, your administrative activities, your sales, your finance, and your marketing, but you don't need 5 systems for these 5 activities. If you just used QuickBooks for your finance, and if you just used Monday.com for your sales, your marketing, your administration, and your executive activities, now you only have to learn how to get better at 2 instead of trying to figure out 5. And as you grow and advance, then you can start moving and evolving into bigger, better platforms. But I'm telling you, I'm a living witness. We have built a $1 million company, a 7-figure organization with just these 2 platforms. When I first started my business, I've used Salesforce, I used Freshworks. We're starting to work right now with HubSpot. And then when I hired my wife, she came full time, and then my personal assistant, we were using separate CRM systems. We were using separate project management software, And it was hard. It was confusing. And so once we decided to use a simple system like this, and I really did it because I wanted my personal assistant, my son who was doing my content creation, my marketing person, and my wife, I had these team members. I wanted to have something that made it easy for them. So I went with Monday.com, and come to find out, we were able to configure that thing in a way that made it work for us to cover all 5. So again, if you need a link to these 2 softwares, to these 2 systems, I can get you a link. All you need to do is put your information in the comments. It will actually be better if you put your email address, because I'll make sure one of my team members email it to you. We'll email you the link for these 2. And if you need help with getting these 2 systems set up, we have workshops that we do on these. We have courses with walkthrough video tutorials inside of our Millionaire Blueprint. So we got all the information. You just got to be committed and be willing to get it and utilize it. All right. So these are the top 2 systems. Now, for all of you who are like, listen, I need more than just a show. I need more than just 30 minutes of you talking about systems and success. I'm telling you, if you're a small business owner, you need systems to help make your life easy. That's why we put together this Millionaire Mentorship program. I put this program together because I want to show my people, my community, how to engineer a $1 million company. Most people don't even think about having $1 million companies. There was a time in my life I didn't think about it. But once I put in the work, and we're talking about over 20 years of being a full-time entrepreneur, I think I know a thing or two about business, and I built a successful organizational enterprise, and I took it and I packaged it in the form of a blueprint so that you can have the information, the training, the education, and the support to engineer your $1 million business. So we have a Millionaire Mentorship program. It includes all the training inside of our Millionaire Blueprint. It includes workshops, boot camps, weekly coaching calls, concierge community support, so that we can show you how to engineer your business. So if you're interested in a program like this where you could get the education, the coaching, the weekly calls, the accountability, the community and support, I want you to look inside the comments, and I want you to text the word mentor to the number you see in the comments, okay? I want you to text the word mentor to the number you see in the comments. We'll reach out to you. We'll answer any question that you might have regarding systems, regarding your structure, regarding this program. We want to help our people. We want to help our community. I really believe in the next 3 to 5 years, the reason why we're going to see the number of millionaires double is because we're going to have more people like you who put themselves in a position to engineer the right business. So again, we want to introduce you to our Millionaire Mentorship program. We want to get you onboarded so you can start getting educated. You can start scheduling to join us for our workshops, our boot camps. You can come to our weekly coaching calls we host every Monday night. And for this 1-year program, we offer it for $3,500 for the year. It's $3,500 for 1 year, and you get all of this. All right, that's about $297 a month when we do offer monthly payments. If you can't pay it in full, we can work out some payment plan. But for those of you that will pay it in full, we also offer a free holding company LLC. We'll set up your LLC, and we'll give you a free coaching session so we can put a game plan together. During that coaching session, I'll be able to walk you through what systems you need, what processes you need, what is the best business structure for you. Do you need a holding company? Do you need 2 LLCs, 3 LLCs? What your products, we'll go over your products, look at your prices, your packaging to make sure everything is put together. But in this 1-year mentorship program, we work with you for a whole year to help you engineer $1 million business. So again, in the comments, you will see the word mentor. All you got to do is text the word mentor to the number you see. We'll reach right back out to you, answer any questions that you may have. Again, today's show was on the top 2 systems every small business needs. And I showed you what those 2 systems are. We have resources, links for you if you need those resources and links. We have courses, mentorship, coaching, and training to help you if you don't know where to get started and put it together. I thank you for joining the show today. I hope you got some information and value from today's show. Leave a comment, leave your biggest takeaway, and don't forget to share this with family members and friends, especially those who are working on building their small businesses. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. We'll be back here tomorrow, same place, same time, 12 o'clock noon, right here, ladies and gentlemen, on the Ramonepreston Show.